All right, so we're gonna go on our next topic. I believe Ian. Do you have a topic, my man?
I sure do.
All right.
None of you guys know it, so I'm actually going to throw it out here, and I want to know a little bit more about you guys, okay? And what I want to know is, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve.
Pet
Yeah.
peeves.
Yeah. I had this conversation the other day at work, and it really makes you think, like, okay, what really, like, get down to the core of it, what aggravates the shit out of you
Yeah.
on a daily basis. So mine actually is when I'm interrupted. Now, like if I'm speaking to someone and
Hang on a
Listen,
second, hang on a second.
Ian.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
I knew it was gonna. I
was
knew it was
coming.
gonna happen. It's like, here it goes.
He's like,
Well,
just kidding.
I should
But-
apologize because I think Ian, I constantly interrupt you.
Oh no! It's cool with like a little bit back and forth and everything, but it's when it's a constant thing and I'm trying to get a point across. Now, the person that probably felt that the most one time was my brother. We were out at a football game one night, and I was in college. I brought my dad, my brother, and one of my buddies to a USF, a University of South Florida football game. And constantly, my brother kept interrupting me all night. And finally, I had my last straw. And he had been drinking and everything, but we're in the car, and I'm sitting there talking to my dad, who's driving, and my brother just out of nowhere, left field, just fucking starts talking, and I just blew up. And I almost honestly started fighting my brother in the car. And it spilled out of the car, too. And I was just so angry, and I'm like, dude, I literally was in mid-sentence when you just fucking butted in, man. That's probably my biggest pet peeve.
I would think so. If it leads you to fight your brother, it's gonna have to be.
Yeah, so that was
have
always
to be that.
the interesting one. But so what are your all's biggest
Ooh,
pet
that's
peeves?
that's a good one. I got kind of a few pet peeves.
Okay, then. Well, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well,
Rob.
one right now, I guess let's do it with here's one for as a parent, a pet peeve, is having to repeat myself over and over and over.
You tell
oh
your kid that?
my God, bro.
What's your pet peeve?
Listen, having to repeat myself over.
You fell for it.
Trolls!
Fell for it.
Rick rolls!
It worked.
Oh,
Oh, God.
It's like just said.
Alan, that was a good delivery on that.
That was really good because
Yeah,
it didn't
you can
come
have that.
off like sarcastic asshole until after it landed.
That was
Wait,
solid.
what is it?
Okay, so that worked. Yeah, repeating myself like with little kids, you have to do it non-stop with little kids because they are so in their heads that you don't even have a clue where they're exactly at because they really can't give you too much feedback to let you know. But having to repeat myself as a parent that's one of my biggest pet peeves. I guess as an adult, like one of my big pet peeves as an adult is I guess perhaps it kind of feels like it affects me more than I feel like it should, but not getting the credit where the credit is due for the work that you put out in the time that you deliver too as well. That's a huge pet peeve for me when it's not recognized, when it's not being seen. It's just like, oh, whatever. And it's kind of just like being taken advantage of kind of scenario instead of where it should be like the vice versa. The realization of, wow, this person's putting so much time and effort into making this a better whatever it be or this company or product or whatever. And not giving there any praise, even if it's just praise, let alone like maybe something else
Like,
instead.
hey, you did well, you know.
Like it's let's not say promotions,
appreciate
like it's not a
it.
promotion, but it's just a praise, like you're saying. Yeah, hey man, I appreciate the hard work that you did, or that can go a far ways, you know, to make an individual feel like, you know what, I'm gonna keep on giving my all because just that it's like that like the acceptance idea from the father kind of role, you know, like, well, he accepted me, he's proud of me, or whoever, or she, even it's somebody that you're trying to impress in any way that it is. But that's one of my big pet peeves is not getting recognized for that. And that could be anything. Doesn't have to just be work, you know. Not that it happens in my household, but an example would be like if you were to do dishes constantly and vacuum the floor and your wife never gives you appreciation for taking the time and the effort to make sure that you're keeping the house clean, you know. It could be anything.
Yeah, you never do anything, and you're like, yeah, I do.
Yeah, like except for like a bunch of shit I just did. Yeah, like I was saying, not that I go through that in my life But that's just another example of like how that
Yeah.
could be played out. But those biggest pet peeves, yeah, as a parent, it's a little bit different as a parent than it is. I feel like those are two different people,
Yeah.
Rocco as the parent and Rocco as the individual kind of deal. Two different kind of pet peeves too.
I would say my biggest ones would be like is common sense, the lack of common sense,
That's a
and
big
the
one.
lack of common courtesy that people
Yeah.
have nowadays.
That's a
Like as
good
far
one.
as like like I always constantly say, "Excuse me, I'm sorry." Like I'm coming by you. Other people like bump into
Right.
you. They don't say nothing. Like some people just completely get in your way like that. Another thing is just
Or
I
you
guess-
hold those doors and they don't even give you a thank you kind of
Don't
thing.
even
It's
say
like just a
anything,
thank
nothing.
you. It's like,
Or people
I
steal
just-
your
I don't know
kills in League
why.
of Legends. It's like,
Yeah.
man,
That
who
damn
raised
common
you?
courtesy.
who raised you?
You get one shot. If you
Didn't
don't
your
do
father
it,
teach
I'm
you better
stealing
than to
it.
steal
Nah,
kills?
Yeah.
That's a
Kill
great
steer.
shirt right
Kill
there.
steer.
Don't kill, steal.
Yeah, kill still
Did
or
your
kill
father
secure.
I'm kind of with you, Steve. Mine is very similar. Mine is people that have a lack of spatial awareness.
Oh.
So
Oh man.
like that is so annoying. Like you're walking
Oh,
on
that's good.
like a cramped sidewalk or something, and then like somebody in front of you just stops, like or something like that, or they're just like walking really slow. They're not making room for
Rage-inducing.
people to pass by them, or
Driving
like
real slow.
you're like standing in like the aisle of like grocery store, and they're just like in their own world, like they step back like while you're trying to get back, while you're trying to walk by them. They're
And
just
they don't
like
even say excuse me.
yeah, they have no idea what the like. They're part of like this huge community. There's going to be people like around the same areas.
Just steal their wallet. That's why they're doing that. Seriously, just be like, okay, well, fuck you then.
It's just so annoying because I think being like a taller person in general also like I have to have like better self awareness, like spatial awareness, because you're like worried about like you're a little larger, you might hit somebody, knock somebody over, or something like that. So it's like something that I'm always like really aware of. But then I just see some people that just like it's like they never even realize that somebody could be sharing the same space as them. They like look stunned like and offended when they like bump into you, like, what are you doing in my space? I'm like, well, you're taking up like fucking 10 aisles right now. So
Yeah, exactly.
So Alan, I have a question for you because I absolutely hate that as well. But I am kind of a smart ass person, and I'll sit there and walk by them like around them, and be like, oh yeah, let's just stand in front of the doorway, and, while I'm walking away from them. So they realize I'm hoping that they're listening to me. They're like, oh, that guy's kind of an asshole.
no, I
Amber
just
does that
like
all the
talk shit
time,
about
I'm
them
like,
when I'm like gone. I'm like, oh, that guy was a dick.
Oh no, I do that too, but no, I make it aware. I'm like, hey, yeah, let's
Yeah.
just stop in front of the doorway and all that kind of shit. And so
You're making them aware of their like
Oh, yeah.
stupidity.
yeah, and I get a lot of dirty looks. And sometimes Taylor's like, Ian. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, fuck that.
Dude, I'm
you're
like-
an idiot. I'm not the idiot.
I'm like that with Amber. Like I'm the same way. I'm like, Amber, come on, don't because she
Yeah.
does the same thing. She's like, all right, people, yeah, let's just stand in front of the doorway, like
Yeah.
loud. And I'm just like, babe, come on. I mean, it's not a big deal. Just walk around. I'm like, you know what I mean? Because
I'm-
I know I'm gonna have to diffuse the situation
Yeah.
after when
Well,
I
see-
start getting mad.
Actually, it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like she's just gonna go like crazy
Damn.
and just like kick the shit out of them if they do anything.
So, and I know that if something goes down, I'm like, okay, well, I technically created it, but I was like, fuck them, they're the idiots. So that's how
But don't you think, Ian, like you've been in that situation before where you
Yeah.
have done something and when someone doesn't say anything to you, like, how do you like? Are you expecting someone to call you out like you called out that person?
That's fine. And I've
Okay.
had that happen before, where I've actually tied my shoe in like a heavy traffic area, and then like people are going around, and one guy said something, I was like, oh shit, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. And I said, I'm sorry, and I went to the side. Like, hey, you know what?
But how did that
It
make you
happens sometimes.
feel?
It's like, but how did that make
But that's
you?
how they should feel, and I'm sorry. But you get the people that do it constantly. Like
Okay.
You
I
like-
just put myself in that shoes at times. Like there's instances where, don't get me wrong, I completely back you up on this one.
Yeah.
But like there are instances where I'm just like, I could say that, but I'm like, man, I've done that, and I feel like an idiot, and that makes me feel bad. So I wouldn't want someone to do that to me. So I'm just not gonna say anything. It's okay. And
No, and I'm very big on putting myself in people's shoes, but it just that's the word vomit that comes out of me,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
You get the people like with strollers, and I understand you have kids and you have like the thing, but like you're walking behind them and they just instantly stop.
they're like, my child is Jesus Christ. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna move this carriage for anybody. I'm like, well, like you have plenty of room, and I'm just trying to sneak by to like grab something, and they're just like looking at you like,
See, in
I
those
dare
situations
you. I
too, I
dare
see
you.
those. I see those situations play out all the time too. But it's like I guess I'm more with like Clay on that one, where, yeah, I could say something, and I do say something, but it's what I do say is just like, excuse me, like,
Right, yeah,
and
yeah,
I might
of
even say
course.
it like with a little bit of like a tone, like
Dude.
you're clearly in the middle of the fucking aisle, and
Excuse me?
I just like,
Excuse me, princess.
Well, excuse.
excuse me.
And you go around like this, like really close.
You get all like Jim Carrey on them and stuff.
Yeah.
No, but I'll just be like, excuse me, you know, like.
Yeah.
Clearly, you're in the middle of the aisle. I need to get by you. You're being an idiot. Like,
Now, has
Yeah,
this situation ever happened where you're like you know, like Ian, like you knew you were inside the way and everything, you even apologized, but the person, like,
Like,
still
yeah,
wasn't
whatever,
there,
asshole.
like, yeah, asshole.
Oh no.
That's happened to me. That's happened to me
I've
before.
had that happen now, and I'm like, really? Like, I just
Yeah.
apologized, like, and you got to be an asshole about it? Like,
Yeah.
fuck you. I take that back.
yeah.
I take that sorry back.
Well, no. I've never had that situation. Which
It
I mean,
sucks.
if that came about, I'd be like, okay, whatever. I just brush it off, okay. But yeah, I mean,
I
just
blew
think-
up on someone. I was running with the dog, and I was all over the place because the dog kept running left and right. And she's like, can you watch it? I was like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, you're all over the place. I was like, I got fucking time.
Like, what? I just said I was sorry.
Like, I apologize. You still giving me tude. I like blew
Yeah.
up. I was like, I got a fucking dog. Really?
My dog walked
That,
wherever.
yeah. Oh, I had some. It's not really like a similar thing where I was taking up space, but like I was taking all this trash down from my apartment down to the recycling and whatever, and I had this like a shit ton of stuff. I was just trying to hold. I like fumbling with my keys, you know, and like there I have this piece of glass that I had from I think it was like a table or something, and I'm like holding that and like balancing, like trying to like to put my little key card so I can use the elevator. And there's like an older lady in the elevator with her dog, and I'm like, you know, trying to hold it. I push the button, and then sure enough, like the piece of the glass like falls off and breaks on the ground. And I'm like, oh shit, like I'm so sorry, you know. And she's like, that wasn't very smart. And I was just like, are you kidding me? Like I was like so mad. I was like, well, your
Take her
fucking
face
dog is
to-
stupid. I just like word diarrheaed all over her. I was like, your dog's stupid. And I was just like grabbed everything and got out of the elevator.
Face is stupid.
Dude, you
I was
know
just
that-
so
now that-
mad.
now
I was
we're
just
talking
so
about-
mad. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I was like, you know, like really embarrassed and everything. And she's like, that wasn't very smart. It's just like,
talking-
fuck your stupid dog. Like,
Talking about situations like this, that's like a pet peeve too for me. Is like when you can admit that you're doing something wrong, and then somebody
Yeah.
still tries to keep going at you.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like
no.
that is a pet peeve for me because like
Yeah.
I've been in those situations where I'll say something for sure, then like blow up on somebody because you're like, listen, I just apologized to you. I admitted my wrongness. I'm already heated because of the situation before. Now I'm wrong too. So now I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, double
I've seen
heated.
Rock-
Don't call me out on some shit.
I was gonna say I've seen Rocco do that. Like me and him in the car, right? And then someone just out of nowhere hits him right in the side, and then we veer off to
Yep.
the thing, and the guy gets out of his car. He hits us. The guy gets out of his car and looks at Rocco and was like this,
Yeah.
and Rocco's like, "Oh, this," and he gets out of the car,
That's
slams his door, and starts walking up to the guy. Like I'm like, "Oh shit, I gotta get out of the car." And then the guy's like, "I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry." And Rocco's like, "Oh, okay, no problem." Like
Yeah.
that. Like he was like,
No,
at first, his
It's
first
that
reaction.
situation. Yeah, he hit us. I mean, so it's like, okay, I was like, I'm fine with that. You know, we did our thing. He was an idiot there. We're gonna solve this situation. But it was because, like Steve-O said, the fact that
Like,
it came
guys,
out like
like-
it's my fault was like, all right, now we got a problem.
Now it's
And I'm
on.
ready to fucking go down now. Like, and then he admitted his wrongness. But so
Like a
had he not, that probably would have been one of those scenarios we're talking about. That would have been a pet peeve. Like, you're an idiot, and you're gonna maybe blame it on me, for jumping
Right.
out, doing a crazy ass move on the
I mean,
street.
You guys, do you
So-
guys have any thoughts on? Oh, good.
No, go ahead, Steve.
I was just gonna say, do you guys have any thoughts on my other one that I was talking about as far as common sense, like things that you think
Oh,
that
yeah.
people should know, like I don't know, like I guess one of them's like you sign the keypad, your name, right? You sign your name for the script, right? And then like it says clear or okay, and everyone's like clear, and they click it. I'm like, no, like now you got to start all over again. Let's do this all over again. And I'm like, you gotta hit okay.
Clear?
Like, what would you guys do? Like, seriously, and it wastes so much time, and it's just like, I guess just the time aspect of it, and it's so time consuming
Yeah.
at my job. But I just like certain common sense like that. Like, And like some people like they buy, I'm like, oh, it's buy one get one free, and I'm like, well, no, it's not. Like, it's like, you know,
Steve, you need a new job, buddy.
It says buy one, you know, and then it says like get 50% off, and like you guys didn't read the whole thing, you know, and like you have to go out there and just I don't know.
Actually, it just says buy one. Like, will you please buy one?
Yeah, and like
Common sense is a big issue for me too.
So,
like common
yeah.
sense is.
But I'm gonna flip this on to the company. I can't remember. Sorry, Steve-O, but I don't know if it was Walgreens or CVS when you're checking out and there's like 50 fucking questions on the thing.
Yes,
Hey,
that's
do you want
CVS.
this? No. Do you want
That's
this?
CVS.
No.
Trust me,
Fuck,
I hate
just
to
pay for my damn item and leave.
call them, dude, and complain, please, because they listen to that when you guys do that more than anything. I hate it too. I hate
Is that where you work, CVS?
I hate the constant calls that people get all the time because we always get people calling back like, "Yeah, you guys just called me," and like, okay, well, did you listen to the message? Like, did you listen to the message? No. Like, well, then why are you here to pick up anything? Because it said pick up. I'm like, but you just said you didn't listen to the message. So how do you know it said that? Like, it'll say, you got refills to refill, or dang, my camera's going crazy.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Oh, now it's gone.
Yeah.
But
Bye.
anyways,
Bye, Steve.
bye.
Later, Steve.
But yeah, and jeez, it's just like
That
The
common
calls.
sense is an issue, though. I mean,
Yeah.
that even plays into that like spatial reasoning, the thing that we were talking about too. Like, just doesn't have the common sense to realize that they're in a community, and there's going to be other individuals
common
walking
courtesy
around.
for other people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
It's like-
now, Alan,
Yeah.
I have a thing for you, okay? So next time,
Oh, hey.
I know.
Watch cha-cha.
We'll video chat later about that. No, whenever you're walking and someone stops in front of you, just keep walking. Just fucking take it out.
That's a good one. Yes.
That's what I've resulted into, yeah. I just keep walking.
Let's do it.
No, because it's always like some like
Old
small
lady.
Asian lady or something.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Exactly. There we go again.
they don't even speak English. I'm just like, fuck.
Boom! Knock him to the ground.
just
like,
tip your shoulder. Just.
no, man,
My pet peeve is people's knees.
What?
knees?
Knees, yeah. I mean, they should be covering up if they're gonna walk around.
What?
I'm just kidding. It's an Always Sunny joke.
What?
It's an Always Sunny joke.
Is this like
No.
1901? What the
Yeah,
hell?
no,
Yes,
I'm just-
that's
I'm
really
just-
getting
I'm
really
joking.
I mean,
physical here, man.
Have you ever guys?
No, my biggest pet peeve is loud eaters. It
Ooh.
just drives me up the goddamn wall, dude. I just
Rocco.
can't,
Rocco is one.
dude. Like when they're eating and it's just like, I'm just like, dude, it takes everything in my body to just like stay calm and not like jump over and like make a comment or something, because it especially happens at work and I just can't even, like, I'm just like, don't say anything, be professional, like.
So anybody who's out there listening to the MP3 and can't see my expressions right now, I am a loud ass eater, and I'm sure Clay goes through this experience often while we're playing video games, and I'm just munching on some.
Oh no,
shit.
no, yeah, I've never heard it actually.
No way, dude.
Yeah, I'm good.
Everybody's complained to me about it. Like, dude, can you tone down the munching? So my wife does too when we're watching movies. She's like, tone it down. I'm like, I can't hear the movie.
Yeah.
She's like, 'cause they're so fucking loud. I'm like,
Have
"Oh."
you guys ever been at like a movie theater and like you guys have touched elbows with people and like people constantly use the armrest?
Oh, when
they
when
fight
take
over the armrest?
I do that on the airplane.
You know what
I play that
what I
game.
do? Do this every single time you think you're gonna have a problem before the movie starts. I always go like this. I sit next to the person, right, and they have their elbow there, and I move their elbow like that, real quick, just noticeable. And they look at you, and they both look down. You look at them, and you go, "Are we gonna have a problem?" Like that, and they immediately start laughing, dude. It's so funny, and like you're cool the rest of the movie. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like in Vancouver somebody would be like so scared.
Oh, sorry.
have a problem.
Sorry.
It's like that.
Yeah.
But
They'd be like,
I'm
"Oh my
telling you,
God."
do it next time. It's so funny, and like it takes away the awkwardness of sitting next to somebody too. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Well,
just try it.
down here in Florida, though, you got to watch out because
They'll just shoot you.
Yeah.
you just get shot.
Well, not anymore, man. It's like,
yeah.
what?